What is up, guys? Kowalski here from Temple Airsoft. Today I have a install video for you guys. This is the new PolarStar F2 unit. This one particularly is for version 3 gearboxes, which have not seen yet on either YouTube or just any other places that do reviews like this. So hopefully this will be the first version 3 video that's out there to help some of you guys. The install is pretty much the same as for the jack, which I showed in another video of mine. The only thing you have to do differently is just now there are 2 wires to plug in instead of 1 for the solenoids, because the F2 is a dual solenoid design. So let's get right into it. We'll just open up the box here. I've already gone through this box and test everything to make sure it's functioning properly and not run into any snags. So you have your FCU, which is your fire control unit, and also your trigger board here. You can pull this whole tray out. Here's the F2 unit itself, like that. And you have your wire harness and your airline. Since PolarStar switched over to the smaller packaging, they disconnect the airline and just put everything into a smaller box for you. So put these to the side. Throw that piece of plastic away. Alright, so the first thing you'll notice on the F2s is they have a 2 solenoids compared to the 1, which the jack system is, but it's all in this nice compact unit. The nozzle is spring-loaded, whereas the jack, it's free-sitting, which is it would sit back when you plug in the air in, which is a open bolt design, where this is like the original Fusion engine, a closed bolt design, depending if you have closed bolt mode on or off. So to start this off, we can just go ahead and we will put the airline on the back here and screw this in. Just get it nice and tight. Don't need to over tighten it with any tools or anything. The air pressure will actually keep it from leaking. Then I'm just going to set aside the wire harness and the FCU for right now. So this unit is going into a CYMA RPK, which is a version 3 gearbox, which I have here. I've already stripped everything. The only things that you are going to need from the gearbox itself to keep is the cutoff lever here, your selector plate, of course, and then 1 random screw from the gearbox to keep the trigger board in place. So once you have all those components taken out of the gearbox and you have everything cleaned up, you can go ahead and basically just take your control board here, and I like to lift up the cutoff lever so that way you don't snag the micro switch that's right here. Then you'll line up the hole in the board with the hole in the gearbox, which is right here, and take a screw and screw the screw into the place. Just like that. And then on you will receive directions with your F2 showing which solenoid gets plugged into where on the board. The one solenoid is for the nozzle and the other one is for the poppet. On the F2s, especially for the version 3s, it's pretty straightforward. We can go ahead and actually I'll keep the engine outside of the unit itself here. The plug without the black mark on it goes into the top slot here. Just goes like that, and then the one with that's Sharpied black will go down on the lower. Just like that, and then the unit will you can kind of tuck these wires whichever way you want. Like so, which I think I'll actually move those in just like that. Okay. So that's pretty much it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just put the trigger in place, which the version 3 triggers are 2 pieces, and then you have your spring. I always find that version 3 triggers are a little bit tricky. Sit just like that. Okay. And once you have that in place, it should stay. If not, you might have to just hold it in place to get the, to keep the spring from popping the trigger off. But then once it's sitting there, or if you're holding it, you can go ahead and put the cover back on, the other half of the gearbox shell, and just line up the holes for the trigger, just like that. Okay. And go ahead and start securing the gearbox together with the screws. Okay, so once you have all the screws back into your gearbox shell, we'll go ahead and we'll come back to the wire harness here. You can kind of just take your wire harness and plug it into its slot from the front side of the gearbox. Just like that. And this will, I won't do it for this purpose of this video, but this will kind of come back here and run along the top of the gearbox with that, with the metal piece that goes over the top here. But now what I'd like to show you is just do a test fire of the electronics. So I'll hook up the FCU and get a battery. And set the full auto, which right now, maybe you guys can hear that firing. And then I should switch it to semi. Just like that, perfect. And if you guys don't know this, all these units now don't come with the compression fitting, which you'll need one of these. The compression fitting with the Foster's male tip on it. They used to come with just the compression fitting and the threads, but now they don't come with anything. So if you need to get this piece, you can order more of these off of Amped, or I believe even e-bike has them. I know Amped has these for sure. But all you gotta do is push the connection fitting on, and you're good to go. Or if you buy the Amped line kit from that will basically just replace this entire macro line, you can do that as well. But I'm going to hook up some air to it and show you guys what it does. We're running about 80 psi. So that's semi. And just get back to full auto. Oh, just like that. Awesome. Go ahead and disconnect this. Okay, so once you guys have everything tested as far as your air and all that stuff, and it's working properly, go ahead and we can install the lower motor cage onto the gearbox. So this one's already assembled. It's already got the screws on the bottom. So we'll just take it and put it up through the hole like this. Attach it to the body, and then the hose will come out this little divot here. It's a perfect fit. The only thing you'll have to do is just drill a hole in your pistol grip on the gun itself to let the line out. So we'll go ahead and we'll install these screws. All right. And there you have it, guys. There's a fully assembled F2 version 3 inside of a CYMA gearbox. Again, this is going into a RPK. So if you guys have any questions, comments, please leave it below in our video or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up Templar Airsoft or TOA. We'll try and respond to you guys. We'll probably be a little bit more responsive on Facebook than rather than YouTube. So we'll post the link. We'll post a link to the video. If you guys have questions, put it up on there. We'll try to follow up on YouTube. It just depends on our busy schedules so far for this year. We will be heading out to GTI down in South Carolina the first week of May for Third Coast Airsoft's event. And then we're also going to Lion Claw's event, Operation X, which is in New Jersey. That is the first week in June. So we got 2 big events coming up. Pretty excited about it. Hopefully we'll try to throw in some more gameplay footage for you guys. It's been a pretty busy year. I myself have not been recording. Just been playing just to have some fun and go through our new gear and all that stuff. But hopefully we can catch back up with getting some more content for you guys. So again, if you have any questions or comments, post it up. Tag us, whatever, and we'll try to get back to you. So until then, Kowalski out.